Thank you, James.
On the Go, a leading e-retailer of customised uniforms and sports apparel, has announced that Workwear Group, a subsidiary of Wesfarmers Industrial and Safety Unit, has acquired an equity stake in its business and formed a JV relationship. For more on what it means to the company, very pleased to welcome On the Go CEO Mick Spencer from our Sydney CBD studio. Mick Spencer, thanks for your time this morning. I want to get into the deal in just a moment and what it means for the business, but just explain On the Go.
Yeah, sure. So, very good to be here. Look, On the Go is an e-tailer of customised apparel and accessories. We operate at the intersection between manufacturers and customers, whereby people can design over 1 million options for their sports team, local business or big corporate or even professional team. And we connect the information between what the customer's requirements are and our manufacturers around the world to be able to make the goods as quick as we can and get people their custom order as quick as we can as well. So, founded in 2012 in Canberra, and we've grown tremendously since then, and it's really milestone day for us now.
Yeah, and that's software elements to it, which seems to be at the heart of it. That's, from what I understand, is where a lot of the value is, certainly from the Wesfarmers perspective, and what they can do with what you've essentially been able to develop.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, particularly Workwear Group, as case in point, Australia's largest uniform provider, some amazing customers, and they're getting requests for the niche products we offer every single day, and now jointly working to build a white label platform. We'll actually be able to offer them an ability to grow their business hopefully a lot faster, which will in turn grow our business faster, and then further that opportunity across the Wesfarmers business. So it's an exciting time.
And how did it come about, the deal with Wesfarmers, with Workgear?
Look, I was fortunately enough introduced to a gentleman by the name of David Baxby a few years ago through one of the sharks on Shark Tank, actually, and David and I became friends. And when he was appointed at Wesfarmers, he clearly saw the progression that our company had made from a technology standpoint, and that was, I think, about an 18-month mark after Workwear Group had been acquired from Pac Brands. And was on a really big new trajectory from a digital perspective, and connected myself up with Doug Swan, CEO of Workwear Group, and we put our heads together, and customisation and personalisation had been on their agenda, and I think the debate was, do we do it ourselves or do we partner with someone who's a leader in this space? And we worked tirelessly for a few months to see what commercial success looked like, and realised that we both companies really could benefit off this partnership. So we then realised that, particularly in their neat and trim uniforms business, which is the SME business uniform leader in Australia, that they could actually use this straight away and hit the ground running and get customers ordering as quick as possible. So it's been a great story, and they've been a really tremendous company to work with, and it's been great for my team as well. It's a true synergy between a small company meets big company, the next phase is going to be the real exciting one once we hit the ground running.
And talk us through that. I mean, what does this mean for On the Go, for your business, as far as the next steps and the growth and opportunities?
Well, I think the first thing is, we're not stopping what we've always been doing, which is really focused on customer experiences from a digital perspective, and getting them the highest quality merchandise as quick as possible. I think this is the first phase. We've done a white label partnership, so it's proving our technology can be white labelled and spread across large businesses, and that will then in turn hopefully help us to go global from a white label perspective, but also our own brand perspective. And I think the volume that Workwear Group will be pushing through us and the platform will actually help my suppliers, our team, and all of the people involved in On the Go to take to the next level. So we've got contracts with professional sports teams. We've got a fantastic e-commerce business that's growing rapidly. We're winning university and school contracts each week at the moment, and what this will do is actually show to our customers that we've got more volume and we've got more serviceability. So,
what about competition in the space, particularly with the model that you have, this idea of on-demand manufacturing, the digital supply chain and the personalisation? I mean, that seems to be where, you mentioned Doug Swan. I mean, he's spoken about this as being potentially the model of the future. That's going to attract competition. What's the landscape like as far as that's concerned?
Well, I think, for decades we've seen companies selling uniforms to teams and businesses and I don't think that's going to change. I think what we're focusing on is how do we become the global leader on customised, highly customised. I'm talking 1-2 billion options available, and it's a very difficult space to master. So, the competitive landscape will naturally grow because the industry is growing as well. More people want to get in uniforms, particularly active uniforms, and corporations are changing. People want to wear T-shirts to work and hoodies to work that are branded with their company's logo. So the market's going to grow, but naturally the focus for us is actually on the whole ecosystem. So it's not just one solution that will make the biggest company in this industry. It's a mix of the technology and then the people and the right manufacturers as well. So there's a certain recipe that we're working on every single day to make this actually a really, really big business.
And just finally, Mick, in terms of your story, in terms of your progression, a colleague of mine saw that we were going to be speaking to you and emailed me saying that she'd actually hosted an event back in 2013-14 with Richard Branson up in Queensland that you were on. You were the lucky up-and-comer that got to sit with Richard Branson on the panel. Talk us through that and what your journey's been like up until now.
Yeah, sure. I hope that was Brooke. Yeah, that was.
It was Brooke. Yeah,
that was a fantastic day. And look, I was very fortunate enough to be chosen. I was only about a year or two in business at that point, and I actually on that panel was a lady by the name of Chris Cameron, who is actually one of our main shareholders now as well. So that was a really pivotal day for us. And Richard and I have still kept in contact. And since then, I think it was the first platform that actually put us somewhat on a stage around Australia. And I think back then we maybe had 2 or 3 staff. We're now punching close to 40 people in the business, and we've grown rapidly since. So it was a really good day that actually, and I look back at that time now and it was definitely out of my comfort zone, spending half a day with Sir Richard Branson and then 3 hours on a panel with him. It was pretty surreal, but I guess it's, I've been lucky a lot, and that was certainly one of the days I was very lucky.
Mick, congratulations on the deal with Wesfarmers. Julia Lee from Bell Direct. I just want to ask a little bit more about the joint venture. Is it just a white labelling, or will Wesfarmers also be helping you in, I guess, the manufacturing process and trying to, get your margins up, or is it just a white labelling and sales deal that you've done with Wesfarmers? Yeah,
look, so we've got a few phases planned for the joint venture. The first phase is a white label solution for NNT, Neat and Trim uniforms. So later this month we'll launch Neat and Trim Customised, which will be under the NNT brand and sales team, our technology and products for their customers. Further to that, though, the next phase will imminently be the UK and under their in corporate wear business, as well as brands like King G and Hard Yakka. There's some significant opportunities in the trade wear business that we've seen growing pretty fast. So, I think it's suffice to say there'll be opportunities around the King G and Hard Yakka brands going into a more customised element. I think the big thing that our model actually promotes is less stock holding. When you build a virtual product, you can take it to market quite quickly and get the customer demand. You don't have to build ranges, catalogues, hold hundreds of millions of stock to figure out if it's a viable product quickly. So naturally, there's a suite of other Wesfarmers businesses that now we've been introduced to who are seriously keen on adding this to their offering, and naturally that'll help grow OTG's supply chain, just down to being able to help some of our smaller factories grow into medium businesses, our buying power with freight, our talent acquisition, and they're very transparent in helping us do that. So it's it's a new direction for Wesfarmers, and they've got a massive push in digital, and we feel like we're one of the first groups that have been a part of that, and it's very exciting.
All right, Mick, Spencer, appreciate your time today. Got to leave it there. Thank you.
Thanks very much for having me today.
We need to take a break. When we